Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Maintaining a low average speed of answer in a call center consistently can be challenging because it depends on multiple dynamic factors, from call volumes to staffing to technology performance. Here's a structured breakdown of the key challenges. Let's start with one of the biggest challenges in maintaining a low average speed of answer: fluctuating call volumes. First, we have unpredictable spikes. These often occur when there's a sudden product outage, a new marketing campaign, or even a billing issue. Call volumes rise sharply, leaving agents overwhelmed and ASA climbing. Second, we encounter seasonal peaks. Think about the holiday rush or the end-of-month billing cycle. These time periods bring an influx of calls that can push service teams beyond their planned capacity. And third, there's the multi-channel impact. When customers reach out across voice, chat, and email at the same time, agents are stretched thin, making it even harder to keep ASA within targets. Here's an example: a bank launches a new credit card. Call volume doubles overnight. Without sufficient planning, ASA shoots above SLA commitments, putting both customer satisfaction and compliance at risk. The key takeaway: fluctuating call volumes are inevitable, but proactive forecasting, flexible staffing, and strong multi-channel management are essential to keeping ASA under control. Now let's move on to another critical factor: staffing and workforce management issues. First, consider agent absenteeism. When agents take unplanned leaves or log in late, staffing drops instantly, and ASA rises as fewer people handle the same demand. Second, we have schedule adherence. Even with a strong forecast, if agents extend breaks or miss shifts, peak hour coverage is disrupted, leading to longer customer wait times. And third, high attrition rates. New hires often lack the speed, system knowledge, and confidence of experienced agents. This skill gap translates into higher handle times and delayed responses. The result? Even the most accurate forecasted schedule can collapse if agents are not consistently available and engaged. The key takeaway: workforce discipline, strong adherence monitoring, and retention strategies are just as important as forecasting when it comes to maintaining a low ASA. Now let's talk about a delicate balancing act: managing ASA alongside quality metrics. One common pitfall is rushing calls. In the race to keep ASA low, agents may hurry through conversations. The result? Poor first call resolution and declining customer satisfaction scores. Another challenge is conflicting KPIs. ASA emphasizes speed, but metrics like average handle time and quality often require longer, more detailed interactions. This creates natural tension between efficiency and effectiveness. Take this example: a technical support team handling complex troubleshooting. Their calls simply need more time. Forcing a low ASA in this scenario risks incomplete resolutions and repeat contacts. The key takeaway: ASA should never be pursued in isolation. The real goal is striking the right balance, where speed supports quality and quality sustains customer trust. Let's look at technology and infrastructure limitations, a major factor that can push ASA higher. First, consider system downtime. When telephony or CRM platforms crash, even for a short time, calls pile up, queues grow, and ASA spikes immediately. Second, there's slow routing logic. Inefficient IVR menus or outdated call distribution rules force customers to wait longer before reaching the right agent. And third, data lag. If real-time dashboards fail, managers lose visibility. Without live data, it's impossible to adjust staffing or routing quickly enough to prevent ASA from rising. The key takeaway: reliable systems, intelligent routing, and accurate real-time data are essential to keep ASA under control and deliver consistent customer experiences. Let's explore the impact of cost constraints on average speed of answer. The first issue is budget limitations. Hiring more agents or upgrading systems can reduce ASA, but both require significant investment, something not always feasible for every center. Second, there's the danger of overstaffing. Keeping excess agents on standby may guarantee a lower ASA, but it also inflates labor costs and hurts overall efficiency. The real challenge lies in balancing cost efficiency with service quality. Too much focus on saving costs, and customers suffer with long waits. Too much focus on ASA, and expenses spiral out of control. The key takeaway: successful contact centers don't just chase a low ASA, they optimize resources to strike the right balance between cost and customer experience. Another important challenge that drives up average speed of answer is complex call types and training needs. First, we have longer learning curves. New agents, even when well-trained, need time and practice before they can confidently handle complex customer issues. During this period, calls take longer, and ASA begins to rise. Second, there are specialized queries. Certain calls, like technical troubleshooting, compliance questions, or premium customer escalations, must be routed to niche teams. If those specialists are already busy, customers wait longer in queue. The result is simple: ASA increases whenever specialized expertise is limited or unavailable. The key takeaway: continuous training, intelligent routing, and cross-skilling agents are essential to reduce dependency on small expert pools and keep ASA under control. Let's look at how customer behavior factors can influence average speed of answer. One major factor is abandonment rates. Some customers simply hang up before reaching an agent. While this reduces the average wait time in the system, it creates an artificial picture of ASA because the frustration of those abandoned customers isn't reflected in the metric. Another factor is callback expectations. When customers choose a callback option, they often feel the wait time is shorter, even though ASA might still record the time until the system initiates the return call. This difference between perception and measurement can mislead both managers and customers. The key takeaway: ASA doesn't always tell the full story. To truly understand customer experience, it must be analyzed alongside metrics like abandonment rate, callback efficiency, and overall satisfaction. Let's wrap up with another critical area: real-time management challenges. First, there's intraday variability. Call patterns rarely stay constant throughout the day. Peak loads in the morning, unexpected surges at lunch, or quiet periods in the evening all require continuous monitoring and adjustments. Second, we face the issue of slow decision-making. If supervisors can't reassign agents or move resources between queues quickly, those sudden spikes in demand push ASA higher and higher. The key takeaway: maintaining a consistently low ASA isn't just about planning, it's about real-time agility. The ability to monitor, adapt, and act fast makes all the difference in keeping service levels steady throughout the day. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.